Hello and welcome to another video. I thought in today's video it would be good to start maybe like a new series. Basically, every so often I go to my mate's Alro/Loopholes studio. We make loads of music there and we have been doing for months and months now. And I thought it'd be a good idea to maybe break down some of those projects here on the channel. Today's project is going to be a rap trap sort of project, but in future videos there'll be all sorts of different genres as well. So to kick it off, we are at 97 BPM and these tutorials will work in any kind of DAW, so don't worry if you use a different DAW to what I use. So the kind of rap beat that we wanted was like a really typical sounding trap rap type of beat. I'm not sure where this was made originally, this kind of sound and this kind of trap sound, but we do hear it here a lot in the UK for UK rap. So my first plugin that I opened was the Essential Sounds plugin, and we are inside of the orchestral elements library. We've picked the Pluck Ziva, which sounds like this. Sounds pretty cool, can be kind of like ominous if you're using like a minor kind of situation. So speaking of minor, here is the progression I chose, and it is very simple. And to get this progression here, this is an A sharp minor. Typically if you want to make dark sounding productions, I use minor or harmonic minor. Harmonic minor can get really dark, like Halloween type stuff. The thought process behind this was just to make it really simple, have kind of like a root note here, like a bass note almost, and then kind of have a constant ongoing progression here. I find as well when the notes are next to each other, as these ones are here, it adds a lot of tension in the track. And to stop it from being boring, we raise it up to the D sharp as well. Very simple, but very catchy as well. To kind of degrade it a little bit to make it sound old, I throw on the tape Mellify to give it that kind of sound. And that really helps it be pushed back in the mix as well, which helps with the drums when they come into play. Next sound was also in the Essential Sounds plugin in the factory folder here called Keys Lobby. And this essentially is just complementing the first melody, just adding a bit of ambient to it, as the first melody was pretty dry. This adds a kind of like, not a pad, but almost like a texture behind it. Tape mellified that as well. And that was just a F sharp and a E sharp. I think with ghost notes now in productions, there's no need to be scared of making your own patterns. Throw a ghost scale on there. As you can see here, it's all the purple notes and you literally can't go wrong, just explore. Together. So one of the standout sounds of this beat, in my opinion, is the bass, which is in the Acid plugin by Arturia. Now, this one is called the Colorama, and you might not think to use Acid in Arturia for this kind of thing, because before I changed it, let me just change it back quickly. Before I changed it, it sounded like this. And I like the texture of it, but I didn't like the sequence of it. So click to advanced, go to sequencer, turn that off, and then we have also turned the delay off and the reverb. Really like that. It's like bow. That's what it sounds like to me. Bow. Could record it into a mic really. Bow. So the pattern behind this, literally just using the same notes as in the main progression, the main pluck progression. So start with the root note. Can never go wrong with a root note in the bass, in my opinion. Very simple but effective altogether. That's pretty cool. And this is all what I'll make before I send it over to Auro. So this is my part of the track, and he will literally go in and just add ear candy, arrange it, mix it, and just make it 10 times better essentially. But what I do is I put the bones down, I layer the foundation for him to do his thing. I created a pattern here, drum pattern from a loop. I think it might have been a splice loop. It looks a mess on the timeline, but here it is. You know, nothing too fancy again, literally just ticking over. Speaking of splice, found this awesome vocal. It was in A minor, but pitched it up one. This is what it all sounds like together. And then after, I'll show you what it sounded like after Auro / loophole got his hands on it. Sounds pretty cool. I think that's a good example of how you can be simple but effective. That's ready for a vocal in my opinion, after Auro does his touches, of course. But let me know in the comments what you think this kind of subgenre of hip hop is called. I know a lot of people call it different things. I'm just going to call it rap / trap, but if you know any better, let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you do want to use any of the plugins that I've used, I'll list them in the description below as well. Here is the final production by Auro, and how Auro works is he'll put a vocal in and build around it, and this is what it sounded like with that vocal.
Yo, if your strap's catching dust, then you might as well shut it to me. If your strap's catching dust, then you might as well shut it to me. Yo, if your strap's catching dust, then you might as well shut it to me. Getting gassed off a whole one, that ain't shutting to me. Online 24's G, cause I'm shutting fully. Call the G42 dog, that's the pocket bullet. Mainline free flow, legal visits, fighting trials. So come boat trips, a hard drive like backup file. Shit, my packs from the west coast, 5,000 miles. Street cred platinum, baby blue arrow files. The pounds come 4, 5, 6 like G-Hun. Any less than 448, I want a refund. Cash a coin to cash mando when the re's done. I got it down, but if I get the chances, get it redone. Cause my luck, roll with G-Locks or with Rambos. And my locks, turning mansions into bandos. And my locks, built for the heat like some sandals.
So if you do like these kind of tutorials where I break down these kind of loops or productions, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I do upload any video. If you do want to carry on with more beat production tutorials, click that one right here. I've been Dixon. Be safe, be productive, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.